Hello students, welcome to Target AES. I hope you are doing great. Let us complete the remaining part of soil mechanics which was left before. So in this module, I am going to complete the entire topic of soil exploration. काफी easy रहेगा, no need to worry much. But this concept is very important for practical knowledge. Okay, देखना, it might not come in examination of your ESC or GATE, or maximum there is one formula. There is one formula which would be coming again and again, that is AR ratio, and दूसरा हो गया inside clearance and outside clearance. Two or three very simple formula, only from this the question will be coming. And if you are talking about SSC JE or state PSC type of examinations, there are some specification up to what depth you have to do the exploration. For example, if you have a square fitting up to 2B, you have to do like that. Okay, तो मैं वो आपको सिखा दूंगा, and you will be able to answer all the questions of ESC, GATE, State PSC, SSC, JE from this topic after this module. That's for guarantee. But before that, let us try to understand the importance of this in practicality. Recently, I'm talking about very recent thing. This week only, okay, I got a phone call from one of my friend. He's working for state government. He said, "Ki Sajid, I got a problem. I recently visited to some site. Actually, the district in which he is taking care of, it generally has a red soil. Okay, it has a red soil, but that district also has some part of BC soil. ठीक है, गाली नहीं दे रहा हूँ. BC stands for black cotton soil. Okay, so black cotton soil is also there. So whatever the construction was happening, this was like mass constructions. Okay, so they were constructing on a red soil, so they didn't had any problem. But when they constructed the same thing, okay, they don't know, they didn't did this soil exploration, all this stuff. Okay, they were just copy pasting it and constructing the same type of structures. So now came the problem. That particular building was actually above this black cotton soil. ठीक है, अब क्या हो रहा है, you can relate, right? What will happen? Obviously the settlement started. Okay, and as the settlement is started, as the foundation is settling, what will happen? अरे बाबा, क्रैक शुरू हो जाएंगे in building. All the cracks all developed. Okay, all the columns and beams, you can see the cracks now. And it is a very new building, only constructed this year. So he was asking for some like recommendations what we can do now, but we'll see recommendations later on. But see, this is the problem what you will be facing if you are ignoring this soil exploration. काफी important होता है. In this case, what they would have done is, instead of copy pasting it, if they had done this soil exploration before itself, instead of going for normal wala foundation or some square foundation or some isolated foundation, they would have actually gone for raft footings, right? They could have gone for this raft foundation. Then the structure wouldn't be facing this settlement wala problem, right? So that's why, to decide what should be the foundation beneath it, soil exploration plays a very important role. Okay, so what are the various stages of subsurface exploration? See, I will teach everything, so this thing is not that important. Just the stages of subsurface exploration. तीन स्टेज में चलता है. फर्स्ट वन इज रिकोनेसेंस. रिकोनेसेंस इज लाइक वेरी वेग टाइप ऑफ, लाइक अ फील्ड विजिट. आप पहले जाते हो फील्ड पे और देखते हो व्हाट आर द वेरियस फिजिकल फीचर्स प्रेजेंट on our field. That's it. And then you decide for primary preliminary investigation, in which you will decide up to what depth you have to actually excavate and what are the various parameters you have to collect. And comes the detail investigation, in which actual process of collecting data will be happening. Okay, so what is reconnaissance? Reconnaissance is nothing but visiting of engineers, geologists. Obviously geologist also has to look about the soil criteria, right? इफ यू आर अ सिविल इंजीनियर, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग कर लेगा, इसीलिए आपको इंजीनियरिंग जियोलॉजी भी पढ़ाते हैं, राइट? सो यू कैन आस्क मी, सर इंजीनियरिंग जियोलॉजी हमने कहीं अप्लाई नहीं किया. इट इज हार्डली वन क्वेश्चन कम्स इन ESC. फॉर गेट इट इज नॉट इवन देयर. क्यों पढ़ाते हैं जियोलॉजी? इसीलिए पढ़ाते हैं. ओके, to understand the foundation in a better way, obviously you need the concept of engineering geology also, or else you must have to carry a geologist. And obviously there will be a surveyor. They will just have like a picnic, go and have a sightseeing कि क्या क्या है भाई यहाँ पे, and various features का वो note कर लेंगे. And this is just like a site investigation. Okay, they will just finalize what should be the scope of work, what should be the methods of exploration to be adapted, and type of samples they have to collect. Next comes the preliminary investigation. Here they determine up to what depth, right, or thickness and extent and composition of each strata at site they have to collect. And next is detail investigation. यहाँ पे क्या चलता है? Here you collect the data, as well as what you do, you determine engineering properties of soil in different strata. Okay, so in different strata of different thickness rahega na, so you will be collecting the soil, and also you will be checking the properties of it. That's it. Okay, I hope it is very clear for you. Now comes the most important question, which has been repeated in so many examination: up to what depth you have to excavate. Okay, तो डेप्थ ऑफ एक्सप्लोरेशन क्या रहेगा? इट शुड बी एटलीस्ट अप टू सिग्निफिकेंट डेप्थ. एक नया टर्म इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूं, सिग्निफिकेंट डेप्थ. आई एम प्रेटी मच श्योर यू हैव नॉट heard it before. Let us take this is your ground level. You have to excavate up to significant depth. Yes, D. What is this significant depth? See, for example, if the load is acting, I have told you, if the load is acting, it will be distributed, right? So what is happening to the intensity? Intensity, if I am dividing it into layers, the intensity is decreasing because my area is increasing, right? As the load is getting distributed, my area is increasing. So my significant depth is the depth at which intensity is 20% of its initial vertical stress. I hope you are getting it. समझने आ गया. So what is my significant depth? Depth at which vertical stress is 20% of load intensity. Up to that point I have to explore. This is the minimum. Okay, this is not the maximum. At least आपको इतना करना है. If you are doing more than that, that's good. If this is for general buildings, this is for general buildings. If there is a building of importance, अगर कोई public building है, okay, the building of importance, you want long life, you want it to be secure, because अगर earthquake आता है तो लोग कहाँ पे जाएंगे? Public buildings पे ही जाएंगे, right? You, if you are not aware, like in flood conditions or earthquake conditions, there will be a note saying you have to rush to nearby public buildings, like that. Okay, so what actually happens is we have to be more careful regarding these important structures. So this significant depth will be up to 10% of vertical stress. ठीक है, up to 10% of vertical stress. वो उतने तक आपको minimum excavation करना ही पड़ेगा if it is an important structure. So that note is also given. No need to write anything. Already everything is written in our notes. So for important structures, depth up to 10% of vertical stress of load intensity we have to excavate. And for general, there are some also other recommendations. Actually the foreign recommendations are quite simple. वो सीधा कह देते हैं, if you have a single story building, if you have a single story building, go up to 3.5 meter. ठीक है, बस इतना ही है, कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं है. So if you want to construct a single story building, 3.5 meter कर लेना. 2 story, then 6 meter कर लेना. 3 story 10 meter, 4 story 15, something like this. 5 story 24, 5 story around 24 meters. Like this we have to excavate the soil and check the properties of soil in various layers. So in India we generally don't follow this, बट अगर आपको लिखना है, याद रखना है, तो यू कैन रिमेंबर एटलीस्ट फॉर दिस टू. ठीक है, सो इन जनरल ही कैन आस्क फॉर एसएससी जेई if you are going for a single story building. Up to what depth you have to excavate? 3.5 meters, more than enough. 2 story, 6 meters, more than enough. Okay, so but what is as per IS code? Now comes as per IS code. वो तो था फॉरेन आधार का, वेरी रेयरली आस्क्ड, वेगली कोई एग्जाम में पूछ सकता है फॉर 1 मार्क. बट now comes the very important, what is as per our IS code? It says our depth of exploration, if you are going for square footing, okay, उसका width कितना है? B है, then you have to excavate up to 1.5 times your P. If your square footing is like 2 meter, then 2 into 1.5 you have to excavate up to 3.5 meter. I hope you are getting it. समझने आ गया? So this is what you have to do. For a strip footing, okay, if the width is B, you have to excavate up to 3B. So very important, this you have to remember. These are the shoot shot questions in your state PSC exam or SSC JE type exam. Okay, for important structure it is 10% of vertical stress. And how much you have to do? The D, it is very simple. For square footing यहाँ पे था, for normal structure 1.5 times B, for important structures it will be 2B, and for strip footing it will be 6B. So I hope you will remember it, right? So for piles, how much is for piles? The exploration depth will be 1.5 times width of pile group. For raft, it is also same, 1.5 times of width of entire area of your raft. I hope you got it. So what are the various methods of exploration we have? See, obviously exploration we have to dig the soil and take the sample out, right? So what are the various methods we have? We have open excavation. That means you go and the people जो लोग रहते हैं ना, the coolie, so they will excavate the soil and you can collect the soil. Okay, up to 3 meters तक आप ये कर सकते हो, not a problem. For shallow depth up to 3 meters you can do this. But if the depth is greater than 3 meters, the depth of exploration, then obviously you have to go for boring excavation. We also have other methods like geophysical methods and sounding and penetration test, which we will be seeing later on. यही मॉड्यूल में हम देखेंगे. Geophysical methods we have like seismic refraction, electrical resistivity method, I will be teaching this, and we have SPT method, cone penetration method, we will also seeing that in the same module. ओके बाद में 5-10 मिनट में देख लेंगे, ठीक है. There is some problem with my computer, it freezes every 10 minutes so I can't record more than 10 minutes at once. So I will sort it out in some time, but first let us continue with this topic. What are the various properties you actually have to study regarding to the soil? We have to study various things like soil size distribution, the specific gravity of soil, its consistency limit. ये तो हो गया general, but we also have to study the main characteristics like permeability, cohesion, our friction angle, our coefficient of compression, coefficient of consolidation and coefficient of volume change. ये सारे तो पढ़ना है आप लोगों को. See, if you want to measure this specific gravity or soil size distribution, it is very simple. Even if you get some disturbed sample, आंसर चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सॉइल साइज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, what you have to do, you have to take certain soil, let us take 100 grams, and you will take certain sieves and you will sieve in it. Okay, you have to shake it anyway, तो डिस्टर्ब तो होने ही वाला है. इवन स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी, वी हैव सेपरेट apparatus for that, you have to take, fill it, so you are disturbing the soil sample anyway. So it doesn't matter if you are taking a disturbed sample from the earth or undisturbed sample, कोई problem नहीं है. But let us try to understand what is happening in these properties. ठीक है, in these properties, for example permeability. ठीक है, the soil has certain structure. Okay, so whenever you are trying to take this soil out, obviously it will be further modified, right? Let us take it, let us imagine it came closer. ठीक है, when you are trying to excavate it out, you are taking the sample out, it came little bit closer. What will happen to your permeability? Permeability तो decrease हो गया, right? In this case the permeability was very high, but now the permeability is very less. In this case too, I hope you are getting it. So if you are having the disturbed sample, then your properties like your permeability, cohesion, friction angle, your CC, CV, MV, all these things are changing, baba. That's why for these qualities, to measure these parameters, we need undisturbed soil sample only. ये आपको याद रखना है, very important bit. Okay, for this whatever size distribution, specific gravity, consistency limit, कोई भी चलेगा, it doesn't matter. If you want, if you have disturbed sample, fine. If you have undisturbed sample, fine, कोई problem नहीं है, आपको आपका आंसर आ जाएगा. So this is about it. That's why we have two types of soil samples. One is disturbed soil sample, दूसरा है obviously undisturbed soil sample, right? In disturbed also we have lightly disturbed and other heavily disturbed. तो हम उसे बेटर इंग्लिश में किस तरह से लिखते हैं? वी राइट इट एज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव सैंपल एंड नॉन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव सैंपल. So what are the various types of sample? We have disturbed sample, which is again of two types. Representative, that means little disturbed, properties have not changed much, and next is non-representative. It doesn't represent the sample. नाम में ही है, name itself says non-representative. The sample whatever you have, it does not represent the qualities of the soil which you have excavated. Non-representative sample, you can use it only for this finding out specific gravity or soil size distribution, not anything more than that. And obviously the other classification will be undisturbed sample. See, undisturbed sample is a hypothetical concept. In reality you can never have undisturbed 100% undisturbed soil sample. क्यों? Because whenever you are excavating, obviously you are disturbing the soil to some extent, right? So थोड़ा बहुत minute difference रहेगा, minute what disturbance will be there, but we are ignoring this minute disturbance and we are taking it as undisturbed soil sample. ठीक है, so let us read the definitions also so that you will be perfect. Disturbed sample, natural soil structure gets modified. Okay, it could be little bit modified or it could be completely destroyed, it doesn't matter. Your soil का जो भी structure है वो क्या हो रहा है, वो बदल रहा है when it comes to our disturbed soil sample. I hope it is very clear. During this sampling process, during the process when you are taking this sample out, then your sample is getting disturbed. In this disturbed sample we have two types, representative and non-representative. In representative, even though soil structure is modified, but the other qualities like mineral content, moisture content, these are not affected. Lightly disturb हुआ है बस, okay, थोड़ा बहुत disturb हुआ है, but our mineral content, moisture content has not been changed. Whereas our non-representative sample, in this everything is changed, okay, soil structure, mineral content, everything has been modified. I hope you are getting it. And undisturbed soil sample, as I have told you just now, that it is impossible to get. In this, our soil structure, mineral, water content, everything is unchanged, कुछ भी change नहीं हुआ है, perfect sample, you got it out. This is hypothetical, but what we do is, if you are taking the sample with utmost care, okay, we can almost achieve, almost, okay, we won't be achieving, but we can almost achieve this undisturbed sample, okay. Small disturbance जो भी है हम ignore करते हैं, and we can consider it as undisturbed. This is about it. What are the types of soil samples we have? To take this soil samples, we need some sampler, right? Sampler क्या करेगा? Excavate करेगा. Okay, generally drilling rod के नीचे हम sampler लगाते हैं. It will be cutting certain sample, and we will be taking that sample out, and we will be doing the experiments on that sample, from that sample. So we have different types of samplers. We have open drive sampler, piston sampler, rotary sampler. You can see here diagram. ये है आपका piston sampler का. कुछ drilling rod के नीचे हम लगा देंगे, and it will be excavating the soil required at various depths. But in general, what we'll be using, we will be using open drive sampler. याद रखना, what is the sampler we basically use? Open drive sampler. You will be getting disturbed sample only in open drive sampler, whereas in piston and rotary आपको undisturbed मिलेगा. Very important bit you have to remember. ठीक है? In open drive sampler, again we have two types. Okay, one is thick wall, other is thin wall. Open drive sampler कुछ इस तरह से रहेगा. This is how it looks. We have thick wall, and we can also have thin wall samplers. Thick wall sampler को ही एक और नाम कहते हैं, very famous name, you might have heard it already, which is called as split spoon sampler. A question can come in your SSC JEE, what is split spoon sampler? Answer, you have to take thick wall solid tube sampler. Okay, and thin wall sampler का भी एक नाम है, if I am not wrong, please cross check once, Shelby sampler. Shelby sampler, it is actually under the category of thin wall samplers. Okay, so generally we will be getting disturbed sample. यहाँ पे एक note लिख लेना, just write down a note here itself, so that it will be convenient for you. The sample you got, please make a note लिखना, the sample you got from a thick wall sampler is heavily disturbed. लिखना, thick wall heavily disturbed. Okay, disturbed, heavily disturbed. Whereas if you are taking thin wall, the disturbance is very less. Disturbance is very less. Almost you can take it equivalent to undisturbed sample. तो इसीलिए हम basically we keep it to open drive sampler. If you want some precise, then we go for thin wall sampler. अगर आपको बस specific gravity इस तरह की चीज़ पहचाना है, thick wall sampler भी चलेगा. I hope you got it. समझ में आ गया concept. Now let us see the very first important concept from this chapter, which is disturbance. Give it 5 star. Sure shot question in your ESC, GATE, State PSC, SSC, JEE, all other examinations, repeated multiple times. This disturbance is generally measured using one ratio, which is called as recovery ratio. Let us take this is your sampler, and the size is n. Obviously, we are expecting the entire sampler is completely filled with our sample, right? So you can say this L is nothing but your penetration length of sample. Now take the sample out. आपने sample को बाहर निकाला है. If this length is also L, then your LR, the recovery length of sample, this L divided by penetration length of this sample divided by L, you will be getting L by L as 1. So if your LR ratio is equals to 1, that means it is a good soil. But let us take, if your whatever soil you are taking it out, it is greater than L. ठीक है, ये था कुछ L and ये था something greater than L. That means you can obviously relate, right? Your soil got swelled, right? Your soil got swelled. That is the only case. In this case, what is happening to your LR? Your LR is greater than 1, because your recovery length is greater than the penetration length of your sample. So your LR value is greater than 1. That means your sample got swelled. Very simple, right? There is nothing here. Similarly, opposite case, let us take your soil has swelled a very less thing. So your value is something less than L, and this is L. So your LR value is less than 1. End of story. right? So in this case soil got shrunk. Like this you can say whether the soil whatever you sample you got, it is good or a swelled sample or a shrunk sample. Now let us talk about this sampler. Okay, now let us talk about this sampler. I am going to introduce very important things. First of all, this is your sampler. नीचे वाला जो भी रेड कलर में आपको दिख रहा है ना, that is cutting edge. This is cutting edge. Obviously to penetrate inside the soil there should be some cutting edge, right? तो ये रहा cutting edge, and just above this cutting edge there will be a wall similar to that of environmental engineering. This is also non returning wall. ये क्या करेगा, soil sample ऊपर जा सकता है, it can go into my sampler but it cannot actually come out. Okay, so that is the use of non returning wall here. Okay, so now let us see this d1 and d2 or the diameters of cutting edge. तो d1 क्या हो जाएगा, inside diameter you can see, right? What is this d1, inside diameter of my cutting edge, and d2 is outside diameter of my cutting edge. Similarly now let us talk about sampler. d3 क्या हो जाएगा, inner diameter of my sampling tube, and d4 is outer diameter of my sampling tube. Here I am introducing you a very first important concept or important formula. Okay, important formula, give it 5 star again. Area ratio. Area ratio is nothing but A2 minus A1 by A1 into 100. A2 is nothing but pi D2 square by 4, and here also pi D1 square by 4 divided by pi D1 square by 4. So remaining all terms cancel and you can write it as D2 square minus D1 square by D1 square. Okay, this is the area ratio. It should be as less as possible. Like लिख लेना एक point, if AR is less, if AR is less, then the soil is undisturbed. Then the soil sample is undisturbed. If AR ratio is more, that means our soil sample is disturbed. I hope it is very clear for you. So our area ratio should be as less as possible, and it is nothing but related to that cutting edge. आपको direct substitution करना है, d2 square minus d1 square, outside diameter square minus inner diameter square divided by inner diameter square into 100 कर लेना, तो आपको area ratio आ जाएगा. area ratio कितना कम है उतना अच्छा है. If area ratio is less, that means my cutting edge is sharp. Common sense की बात है, right? If this area ratio is less, that is nothing but square of your outer minus square of your inner. That actually means your cutting edge is very sharp and you are getting undisturbed soil sample. बस इतनी सी बात है, right? So your area ratio should be less than 10% actually. If it is greater than 20%, that type of sample is generally ignored. That type of sample is generally ignored. Now let us talk about two important concepts, which is inside clearance and outside clearance. Inside clearance कुछ भी नहीं है रे बाबा, very simple. We are talking about inner diameter of our cutting edge and inner diameter of our sampling tube. Okay, and next will be our outside clearance. Outside clearance is with respect to outside of my cutting edge, that is my d2 value, and outside of my sampler d4. Okay, outside of my sampler d4. So this inside clearance ci is nothing but in percentage, that will be d3, which is nothing but inner diameter of my sampler minus inner diameter of my cutting edge divided by d1 into 100. ठीक है, I hope all you will remember. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना इसमें, वेरी सिंपल है. Similarly, what will be my outside clearance? My outside clearance will be, you can relate just by seeing, you can relate, not at all a problem for you. That is nothing but your d2 minus d4 divided by whatever is less, divided by d4 आएगा into 100. Okay, so d2 minus d4 divided by d4 into 100. See, whatever is less, that will be in denominator. आपको कंफ्यूज होने की जरूरत नहीं है. आप पूछ सकते हो सर यहाँ पे आपने d1 लिखा है, यहाँ पे तो d2 आना चाहिए ना. Not like that. See the diagram, whatever is less you have to take it. In this inside clearance I have told you d3 minus di divided by what is less in d3 and di. You can clearly see the diagram, right? d3 बड़ा है, di छोटा है, तो di ले लिया, बात खत्म. Okay, this is inside clearance. And next is outside clearance. See, these type of hints you have to remember. Okay, कोई नहीं पढ़ाता है ना, you have to see and you have to relate, then you will understand in a better way. Now outside clearance, outside clearance क्या है? So obviously your d2 बड़ा है, d2 you can clearly see the diagram, right? Followed by d1. So d4 so d2 minus d4 divided by whatever is less, d4 is less तो d4 आ गया. So d2 minus d4 by d4 into 100. Very simple. No need to confuse. Some people what they do, they write d2 minus d4 by d2 into 100. इस तरह की गलतियां मत करना, मैंने आपको हिंट भी दे रखा है. Please do remember this hint. So this inside clearance should be in the ratio in the range of 1 to 3. Very important bit again. Please do remember. And outside clearance should be in the range of 1 to 2. Another very important bit. Now what does this Ci and Co represent? This inside clearance and outside clearance represents. See, Ci represents the role of the Ci is to reduce friction between soil sample and sampler, whereas outside clearance it has the function of reducing friction between sampling tube and soil when soil is driven or drawn out. Let us try to understand what is the Ci. Ci helps us in reducing the friction between what is going inside, sample is going inside, right? So it reduces the friction between sample and your walls of your sampler. ठीक है. Whereas your CO जो भी outside का है, it represents the friction. Outside wala friction, what is it? It is the friction between our sampler walls and the soil in which you are excavating or taking the sample out. As simple as that. समझ में आ गया? The importance you are perfect, right? Now let us see what are the various types of borings we have. Okay, in what are the various ways you can bore and go inside our earth. So first one is auger boring. Auger boring is of two types. One is hand operated and other is power operated. If the depth you have to excavate is less than 6 meters, आप hand operated auger use करोगे. If it is greater than 6 meters, आप power driven auger use करोगे. Next is wash boring. Okay, wash boring is also very simple. We will be excavating. You will be excavating at the same time, right? At the same time we will be pumping water. So whatever material which got excavated, right, वो slurry के रूप में बाहर आ जाएगा. So whenever the soil is mixed with water, you will be getting the slurry, right? So this slurry will be rising up and coming out. Okay, I hope you are getting it, the concept, right? So this wash boring is very effective. It is very good, and water is forced under pressure, and whatever earth material is there which you have cut, so that is converting into slurry and coming out of the hole. I hope you got it. So this is used for all soils except rock. Very important bit, याद रखना. So wash boring can be used in all soils except rock. Next is percussion boring. In this what you do? In this you give continuous blows. Okay, एक hammer रहेगा and you are continuously giving the blows to cast iron pipe and it is going inside. Okay, I hope it is very clear. In this, the borehole is generally dry, but to reduce friction, you can use pulverized slurry. Bentonite liquid जो भी आप use कर सकते हो. And it is used for gravel and powdery strata. Like these bits you have to remember. Next is rotary drilling. एक काफी advanced method है. You can use it for almost all types of rocks. It is used where you cannot use auger boring or wash boring. It can be used for clays and sand both. Okay, so you can use it for all types of soil. Now let me show you the diagram so that you will be little bit convenient. So just give me a second. So this is how the auger looks like. You can see, right? This is how the auger looks like, and this is the wash boring. Okay, आप penetrate कर रहे हो, at the simultaneously you can see what you are doing. You are pumping the water with high pressure. So whatever material you have cut, ये जो hole में जो material आपने cut किया था, loose कर दिया था, it will be converting into slurry and it will be rising up and coming out. Okay, ये bucket में collect हो जाएगा and you can just throw it out. I hope you got it. समझ में आ गया concept आपको. So this is about types of boring. There are two more tests especially for expansive soil. याद रखना, for expansive soil wherever your LR was one swelling दिख रहा है आपको. So we go for two more tests. One is free swell test, other is differential free swell test, to see how much your soil can actually swell. Okay, so in free swell test obviously what you do, you will immerse in water. आपको volume increase हो जाएगा. That final volume minus initial volume of it divided by initial volume into 100, आपको percentage free swell आ जाएगा. And coming to differential free swell, what we do is we immerse it in water and we immerse it in kerosene. ठीक है. So the difference is nothing but differential free swell, as simple as that. Soil volume in water minus soil volume in kerosene divided by soil volume in kerosene into 100 कर लो ना, तो आपको differential free swell आ जाएगा. So we have some table like this which you have to remember. Very important table, give it 5 star. If your DFS is less than 20%, we'll be considering it as low. If your DFS is 20 to 35%, then we'll be considering it has medium degree of expansiveness. अगर आपका DFS 35 to 50% है high, and if your DFS is greater than 50%, it has very high swelling capacity, very high degree of expansionness के नीचे consider करेंगे. See, it's already 30 minutes. What I will do is I will take a break. I will better stop this module. There is only one page, but I will do one thing. I will stop here and I will continue this extra methods whatever are there in the next module. This one page in the next module. छोटा module रहेगा 10 minute वाला. Have a nice day. See you in our next module.